An undocumented immigrant living in Florida now faces a nearly $2 million fine for not leaving the country 20 years ago per a removal order.
This woman does not respect this country. Not only did she come into this country illegally, she subverted the process. She's running away from the law. She ran away from her court appearance. She's running away from her deportation orders. And she's not assimilating and learning English. What is she doing here? What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. So as you can see in this article, the title reads, Undocumented Immigrant Faces $1.82 million fine for failing to leave the U.S. after 2005 removal order. 2005 removal order. So we're going to get into the details here in a second. We're going to read some of this article, but we're going to play this news segment here from CBS just to show you guys how badly they're trying to manipulate people into feeling bad for this individual. Let's get into it.
Right now at 6, an undocumented woman living here in South Florida is being told that she has to pay nearly $2 million for failing to leave the country. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. The mother of 3 was given 30 days to pay. CBS News Miami's Yvonne Taylor joins us live from Northwest Miami-Dade with the exclusive. Yvonne?
Yes, Elliot and Lauren, and this mother of 3 teenagers has told me that she chose to share her story and show her face because she wants people to know that she's not a criminal. Now, her attorney shared the story with CBS News because she wants the whole country to know why she's mother has been fined $500 a day for overstaying in the U.S. since 2005. And that's not all. We just talked to her a few minutes ago, and this is what this mom told us. Ever since that day, I live with anxiety. I can't sleep. I don't feel well. This woman, who we will call Maria, says she did not want to use her real name, concerned she could be targeted. But she does want people to know her story. She told us, I don't want to go back. She's the mother of 3 children who are American citizens. She asked us not to show them. Maria arrived from Honduras in February of 2005. 2 months later, she had an order to leave the country after not appearing at a hearing, but she never left. I asked her why she did not go to the hearing. I told the immigration officer I don't have any family in this country or a specific place to stay. She told me she entered the U.S. through California. I never received any document, and they did not know where I was going to be. This month, she received this letter at her house in South Florida. She has been fined for more than $1.82 million.
It says that the government could fine an individual, an undocumented individual, daily $500.
Michelle Sanchez is Maria's attorney. She showed us the document Maria received.
They're supposed to say on the date that she was advised, and this is blank because they never advised her of the penalties.
Okay.
So that's going to be my argument.
The 1952 Act has historically rarely been enforced, but in February, the Trump administration announced it will penalize people living in the U.S. illegally under that act.
What she has is an order of removal in her absence.
Is that still accumulating even today?
Yes. It's
so that figure is increasing?
It could increase. For me, that is absolutely nuts.
Sanchez filed a motion to reopen her client's case last year under a policy of the Biden administration, giving ICE attorneys the discretion to reopen cases and lift removal orders. Have you ever been arrested?
Nunca.
When I asked her if she would voluntarily return to her home country,
me dolería tanto dejar mis hijos.
It would be extremely painful to be separated from my children. This is their country. This is all they know. Please have mercy. I want to stay with them.
Yeah, so we're going to stop it right there. Now, before we get into this article here, I mean, there was a lot going on. Because the question that I have here is, what was the reason for airing this story, right? What was the purpose of this news segment from CBS, right? Why does this story matter? Because all I noticed was that it felt like it was just a whole bunch of emotional manipulation. Mother of 3, mother of 3, mother of 3. They kept repeating that. They're trying to emotionally manipulate people and trying to make people feel sorry for this woman who's been in this country since 2005. She's been here since 2005. So they either trying to emotionally manipulate people or trying to fundraise. That's what it sounds like. They're probably trying to get a whole bunch of liberals create a GoFundMe to put money together to put this 1.8 million to get this lady to pay her fines or whatever. That's what it sounds like. Because what's the purpose of this story here? She's here illegally. She was here since 2005. She had a court hearing. She decided not to go to the court hearing. She decided not to show up. So she basically became a fugitive at that point. She had a deportation order after she decided not to show up. And then she basically became on the run for 20 years. She had 20 years to get her stuff together. She had 20 years to learn English. Right? Because this is what I feel like is actually going on and what she's doing. She knows she probably didn't have a legitimate asylum, right? So she came into this country to have children that will get their citizenship if they're born here, right? If she comes here, she's here, she has kids here, those kids are automatically citizens. So she knew that if she was to go to court, that she probably didn't have a legitimate asylum to remain in this country. So she decided not to go at all and decided to run and have kids and hide and raise these children so they can get their citizenship. That's what I think. Because what reason does she have to not show up and basically become a fugitive? Since 2005? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. And this is how you know that the Trump administration is doing a really good job with these deportations, because if you've noticed, the stories that they're sharing with us is stories of people that should actually be deported. Like the Garcia dude, the MS-13 affiliate, right? He should be deported. This woman right here, she should be deported. They don't have any other legitimate story of American citizens getting deported. They don't have any stories that will validate their argument. So they bring up stories like this here to emotionally manipulate people. Because this makes no sense whatsoever. If you lay the facts out, this woman should not be in this country. She has no reason to be in this country. It seems like she doesn't want to be in this country. She hasn't even learned English. This woman does not respect this country. Not only did she come into this country illegally, she subverted the process. She's running away from the law. She ran away from her court appearance. She's running away from her deportation orders. And she's not assimilating and learning English. What is she doing here? I can't feel sorry for her. I can't. She's sitting there speaking Spanish 20 years later. I don't know. I might just be, I don't know. I might be different. But anyway, let's get into this article here real quick. So this says an undocumented immigrant. This is crazy. Undocumented immigrant who resides in Florida is facing more than $1.82 million fine for failing to leave the country after receiving a removal order 20 years ago. According to the notice sent May 9th by the Immigration and Customs Enforcement's Civil Fines Department and provided by CBS News, the 41-year-old Florida woman and mother of three, who CBS News has chosen not to name, was charged $500 every day she has remained in the U.S. since the removal order was issued since April 2005, running up a total of $1.8 million. This case represents an enforcement of the civil fines listed under the 1952 Immigration and Nationality Act, which also requires undocumented immigrants to register with the U.S. government, according to Michelle Sanchez, the Florida-based immigration attorney representing the Honduran immigrant. And this woman needs to get fired. This attorney right here needs to get fired because she clearly did not explain to this woman right here what the laws are. If you don't pay or if you don't show up, whoever her lawyer was at that time, if she had one, did not explain to her what she was going to be facing, right? And the argument that they're making is, well, if she knew the consequences would be $1.82 million, she probably would have appeared to her court. So the consequences of coming into this country illegally is what's going to determine and force people to do it the right way, show up to your court hearing. Right? So it seems like the consequences weren't severe enough, right? Or they didn't know the consequences. So this right here is a great example for other illegal immigrants that are trying to subvert the process. In February, the Trump administration announced its plan to penalize those living in the U.S. illegally under the Immigration Act. It encompasses a range of regulations, but has historically rarely been enforced since implementation. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's been rarely enforced. It's the law. It's on the books. It's the law. It has to be enforced. According to Sanchez, the removal order was issued after the woman failed to show up to a court hearing in 2005. Bro, I mean, this article alone is an indictment. This article alone is literally an indictment of her getting removed and deported out of this country. I don't understand this. In 2004, Sanchez filed a motion to reopen her client's case and have the removal order lifted, arguing the Honduran woman was eligible to apply for U.S. residency because she has resided in the U.S. for more than 10 years with no criminal record. Bro, this is insane. I mean, the more I read it, the crazier this gets. So her lawyer's argument is she ran away from her court hearing in 2005 and remained in the country 10 years without committing a crime. Her running away is a crime. You running away from a deportation order is a crime. You're a fugitive at that point. You're a fugitive. So she's actually been committing crimes for 20 years. What are you talking about? She came into this country illegally. So she's been here illegally for 20 years. That's a crime committed every day that she's in this country. Am I losing my mind here? Am I losing my mind here? I mean, seriously, this is the craziest argument that this attorney can make. Fire this woman immediately. Sanchez said her client is also a mother of 3 U.S. citizen children who would be qualifying relatives, as they would suffer extreme and especially unusual hardship if she were deported. I mean, they could go with her. They can go with her. They don't have to separate. They don't have to separate. The left doesn't want us separating families. We don't have to separate families. They can all get deported together. And here's the thing. They're not getting deported. They're just leaving. They're choosing to go back to Honduras. And they have to pay for it. Because the deportation, taxpayers will pay for that. But if you're choosing to deport yourself and take yourself back home with your mom, yeah, you have to pay for it. Or you're technically separating your own family. That's what you're doing. Under the Biden administration, ICE attorneys were given discretion to reopen cases to lift removal orders. Hundreds of thousands of these requests were left pending, however, according to Sanchez. In March, ICE notified the Florida immigration lawyer they could not reopen her case, her client's case, because the Trump administration did not offer guidance on such prosecutorial discretion. Sanchez told CBS News she has seen an uptick in ICE issuing fines to her clients who remain in the country illegally, but the $1 million civil fine marks a first. I'm saying this lady needs to be fired. If your clients keep getting fined, I mean, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Says, quote, ICE is terrorizing individuals without even having to go pick them up, Sanchez said. They are terrorizing them by sending these notices where they are fining individuals an exorbitant amount of money that a person sometimes doesn't even make that amount in their lifetime. The notice sent to Florida mother, they keep repeating that. The notice sent to the Florida mother of 3 indicates that the fine can be contested and that requesting a personal interview to do so is an option. Quote, they're going into the lion's den, Sanchez said, adding that anyone who receives such notice should first reach out to their immigration lawyer before showing up in person to contest fines. Yeah, just don't reach out to her. Don't reach out to Sanchez if you're looking for an immigration lawyer. Sanchez indicates she will be appealing her client's fine as the Honduran mother, once again, they just keep repeating that, was never advised of the consequence of failing to depart the U.S. once the removal order was issued. Once again, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. It's not. It's not an excuse. Just because you didn't know the consequences doesn't mean that you're above the law. That doesn't make any sense. Anybody can play ignorant to the law and get away with anything. Oh, I didn't know you can't kill somebody. Oh, I didn't know you can't speed. Oh, I didn't know you can't come into this country illegally. Like what? Quote, I welcome the orderly application of immigration law, and I welcome CBP protecting us. Senator said, but the laws have to be respected, and if rights are trampled, there has to be consequences. I don't know about you guys, but this article was an indictment. This news segment was an indictment. Her attorney is horrible. Her attorney should be fired, and this woman should be deported. There's no reason for her to be here anymore, because especially if her children are grown, they no longer need you, right? You don't have to raise them anymore, and they're citizens, so you got lucky. So they fine, sure, they get to stay here, right? Whatever. But why are you here now, right? What's the point of you being here? If you don't want to be here the right way, you do not take the steps until you are faced with consequences, basically forced into it. Now you want to change your mind. This is not how this works. This is not how this works. Your attorney is horrible. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Am I too extreme, as some would say? Am I being too extreme on this woman here? Or does she deserve some leniency? Let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. Leave your opinions down below. And of course, if you are brand new, consider hitting subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.